Hey, welcome back to Cards in the Wall. So, we are going to continue our rip of the 1995 Upper Deck Series 2 NASCAR cards. We are looking for, as you can see down here, there were over 5,000 signed cards randomly inserted into these packs. So, that's what we're on the hunt for today. But in the meantime, we're finding lots of cool old inserts. They have these predictor cards that you can see that we have in the back here. If that driver won a championship, you could submit that card in, and then you would get a special set, a predictor set of cards. But there's lots of different insert sets and card designs in here, including 2 electric cards per pack. And we'll see 2 of those in each pack. But yeah, these are a funky, cool retro design from 30 years ago. And I haven't seen any autographs yet. There's the electric right there. But we are keeping our eyes open. I'm hoping to see something with those cards. It'd be nice to see, you know, a big name driver autograph. But I feel like, you know, the expectations, you got to kind of ground them in reality. You know, the chances of having a autograph from, you know, a series release like this, back in the day, especially when print runs were relatively high, you know, the chances of us finding anything today or even back in the day would have been pretty slim. So, but it's always fun. I've had this box for a while, and it's always fun to just go back and take a look and see what you can find. It's more of a gold rush, I guess you can say, with trying to find cards like this, or a needle in a haystack, really, like trying to find that golden nugget there in the pack, never knowing when you're going to see an autograph. But actually, yep, there's our electric cards. I do like this electric, that little foil there that they have. It just, you know, gives you something extra special to look at and look for in the packs while you're opening them. This is a cool set that I've been enjoying since we've been opening in this, the Speedway Legends. It'll give you like a quick snapshot of, you know, the racing career of the driver pictured, and just some information there. So I think that's a really nice set to have. I wonder if anyone's completed that set with the electric variation of it. That would be a cool one to have. I'm sure somebody has done that, especially back in the day. That's a cool one, like that Interstate Batteries card with the electric parallel, as well as the Mark Martin. Yeah, it's pretty cool to go back and look at older cards like this, because you never know what you're going to find. You never know what you're going to see. And I don't know. I just get enjoyment out of looking at some of the older products sometimes. The new ones we do a lot on YouTube, and, you know, other card channels do the brand new products, which, you know, I have my share of fun opening and enjoying and looking at. But, you know, every once in a while, especially now when we're kind of in this drought of, there's 2 back-to-backs. Electrics, but the yeah, we're kind of in a drought of like brand new releases, at least affordable ones. National Treasures has already been released, and that one is a pretty high-end release, not really affordable. If you know anybody who's done an opening of that box, let me know in the comments. I'd love to go watch it. There's a couple people on YouTube that do racing cards, but I'll be certainly tuning in to see what that product looks like, because it'll probably be a while if I'm ever to afford that one. It'll certainly be in the future, but if anybody out there has seen a review or an opening of that particular product, let me know, and I'll be appreciative for that, because I'd like to go see what those cards look like. We did a 2023 what am I going to try to say? 2023 National Treasures. We did that for the opening of the season this year. So if you have never seen that product in the 2023 version, maybe go back and check that one out. Look at that one, the Burger King card, huh? Joe Nemechek, that's a cool one. There you go. That's a great one there. Got the old Terry Labonte. It looks like we got back-to-back Terrys here. There you go. Look at that. It's the same freaking card. Wow. There you go. Some of these, I wonder, you know, the older cards that they have this, like, nice finish on, you know, some of them have like corroded over the years, I guess. They kind of like turned into this like sticky film, you know, like this high gloss material that they have on these cards. I know that for baseball cards, that can be definitely a concern. We've even opened some cards on the channel that will show signs of sticking. Certainly, I'm glad to see that these cards are in good shape. There's no sticking together. There's no, you know, like cracking or paper loss. Because when they stick together and you try and separate them, it'll rip some of the cardboard and printing off of it with it. So I'm not seeing any really, you know, evidence of that. There's a good classic paint scheme right there. So that's great to see. Checklist card. So yeah, I'm glad that these cards were at least kept up in a decent, you know, temperature. They didn't like melt together or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't recall where I bought this from. I may have bought this from maybe Blowout Cards, or maybe it was Dave and Adam's Card World. I can't remember. I think it was one of those two online sellers of cards. I think it's actually, now if I remember correctly, if you guys have ever been on David Adams Card World, I'm pretty sure it's them, but they have this thing called read buys. So I guess it's this guy that they have that goes out and finds the old cards, you know, sealed, right? Like sealed boxes like this was. He'll go out into, you know, the old, you know, like storage containers or like estate sales or, you know, maybe even flea markets and things like that. And he'll go find these boxes, right? And he'll go bring them back. And there's a star rookie there, Davy Jones. Wonder where his locker is. So, yeah, that is what he does. And then he takes them back to the company website there. And then they sell them off there. I'm pretty sure this is one that I bought from there. Could have also been from Steel City Collectibles. You know, it's honestly hard to say. I've had this one for, man, I'd say at least since the channel's been here. This was one of the first cool ones that I bought, like an older throwback product, and I've just been kind of sitting on this box here for a while. Harry Gant, we did a tribute to him. They had a box of, you know, like a standalone release for Harry Gant when he retired in '94. They had the his retirement year. It was pretty cool. They had like some special inserts for him. Some special, you know, variant cards. They would have like gold cards and things like that. You don't really see too much of that today. Like, you know, say somebody, you know, like Kevin Harvick, or, you know, like when Dale Jr. retired, or even Jeff Gordon. You know, like really big names in the sport. You don't really see any of that today. You know, where like they would have like a Jeff Gordon retirement series set. At least, not to my knowledge, did they have anything like that at the time when Jeff Gordon retired. Certainly, I probably would have been in the market for something like that. Jeff Gordon was a favorite driver of mine back in the day, and certainly I would have liked to maybe try a release of cards on his retirement, but you don't really see that. I guess the collectibles and certainly card market for NASCAR wasn't what it once was. You don't have a lot of people printing NASCAR cards. Like, you know, back in the 90s, you had Upper Deck like we see here today. You also had, you know, the Max Racing, Trax Racing, like all these different card companies like in those early days. And now it's just Donruss and Panini, which is fine for me. I hope that, you know, they can continue to do a good job with that product. And, you know, people talk about the lawsuit between Panini and Topps. I don't know how I feel about if Topps would ever get the NASCAR license. Surely they would do some nice things with the product and the license, but, you know, there's also things that they would do that maybe I wouldn't be a fan of. So I'm fine with just keeping it where it's at for now, and yeah, continuing on. So this is Series 2 for this. There wasn't a lot of, you know, we definitely see a lot of duplicates here, but some not, right? Like, there are definitely some variants of cards that we have only seen up until, you know, just now. So, cool cards. I wonder what the Series 1 release looked like. I'm sure the designs were very similar, but the drivers, was it the same driver set? Did you have different drivers like, you know, Dale Sr.? I don't think we've seen a single Dale Sr. card in this whole pack. So, or in this whole box, rather. So, yeah, just very curious. Very curious. So, I'm sure he was in Series 1. That's probably why those boxes are probably harder to come by and maybe certainly more expensive. So, there's our 2 electrics for that pack. So, we got 2 packs to go. 2 packs to see if we can pull a 30-year-old autograph. Let's see. We'll start with the right side here as our white flag pack. Let's see what we can get. There's our electric of Jeff Bodine. Kenny Wallace, the second electric. We've seen that card a couple times. Mark Martin. John Andretti. A couple of versions of the John Andretti pictured cards here. Great old paint schemes. And did you know of Sterling Marlin? All right, here it is. Checker flag pack of the video and the box. Thank you for watching this one. I know it's maybe not normal stuff that we do, not modern day stuff, but I appreciate you if you've made it this far into both of these videos that we've done on this box. Certainly appreciate you, and figured I'd give you something to watch here while we are in the Easter weekend as far as the Cup Series is concerned. So, hope you have a nice Easter out there to everybody, and we will catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot. See ya.